Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be on binging and purging, which is something that I struggle with a lot. So I just figured I'd make a video on just sort of ways to, get rid of it. And so I guess I'm just going to be talking mostly about like binge eating disorder and bulimia. So I guess binge eating is like when you eat, like when you're uncontrollably eating a large amount of food. Like that feeling you get where it's just like uncontrollable and you're eating and you're eating and you're eating and you just can't control yourself. I know there are specific like calorie guidelines for this, like that constitute binge eating, but we're not going to use those because those are just like so specific, and I know that there are people who eat, like I do this where like I'll eat like, let's say 1200 calories and it'll feel like a binge because I was eating and eating and eating and it was just like uncontrollable, and it'll still feel like a binge because days before that I was eating like 400 calories, and then all of a sudden I'll eat 1200 calories and then it'll feel like a binge. So I mean, a lot of people who are like really deep in like binge eating disorders will like scoff at that and be like, oh, it's nothing, I eat 8,000 calories per day, which is like, I feel you, that's me too. I do that a lot, but I also feel for the people who are like eating like 1,000 calories and being like, oh, I binge. But really it's more like the state of being like out of control eating. Some things that you may experience with sort of binge eating is like eating like really, really huge amounts of food, or like whatever that may be to you. To some people that's 1,600 calories, to some people that's 10,000 calories. Like I've had 10,000 calorie binges, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I haven't quite counted 10,000 calories, but I'm pretty damn sure it was 10,000 calories. But yeah, so eating huge amounts of calories in like short periods of time, like let's say 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour even. Another huge sign of binging is like eating even when you're full and not hungry, just like continuing to eat just because. That's a big sign. That can also be like a big sign of like emotional eating, which can be tied in with binging. With binge eating, you tend to eat really, really fast. This doesn't have to happen, but I mean, none of these have to be happening, but they are like sort of signs and things that you may experience. Also, a really, really big one, I definitely vouch for this one, is having like this anxiety feeling that can only be relieved by eating. And like it's just like constantly like hitting you, like it's just like intense anxiety, and you just need to eat to relieve it. That's a pretty big sign. Another one is never feeling satiated, just always being hungry no matter what. And I know people will joke about it, like, oh my god, I'm always hungry, but no, like literally always being hungry no matter what. I was at a point where I was literally always hungry no matter what, and it was so weird. This can also come along with after recovery from anorexia, when you're still refeeding your body and your body's trying to get back to its set point. You will literally never be satiated. Like it doesn't happen. You just don't. And it really, really sucks, honestly. But yeah, just until you get back to your set point. Which, let me see. Set points are kind of a myth, kind of not. Like, they are real, like they are a thing. But you can break them. It is possible. They are like what's the word that like say LBL? I don't know what it is. I am on fucking Token Max, like cut me some slack. But they aren't like, they don't like define what your weight has to be. You can change your set, like you can go against your set point weight. But anyways, I'm rambling. You will never, like, you could never be satiated. That is like one of the sort of things that go along with binging. Another one is frequently eating alone and in secret. This goes along with sort of feelings of guilt. And also just like with eating disorders comes a lot of like little rituals. And one of them is eating alone and in secret, or yeah. I don't know. I do this one. I really like to eat alone and in secret. Whether I'm restricting, whether I'm binging, it's always in secret. I've heard with restricting though that people like to eat in public a lot, which is like to me so odd. I've been trying to do it lately because like I find that when I'm in public I don't binge. So like I'm trying to eat in public, but like I hate it so much. So I don't know. Dieting, possibly without weight loss. That's your girl. I swear to God, I've been within the same 5 pounds for like months now. Do you know how many times I've been like, this time is the time. This time, I will lose the weight. I will do it. Just fucking binge again. I'm always dieting and I've been like bouncing back and forth between the same 5 pounds. Like I swear to God, like I'm not gonna like get any fatter. I'm not gonna get any skinnier. Like I'm just gonna stay the same weight. Like my set point is my fucking set point. I'm just kidding. My set point, I can go against it. I just have no fucking willpower. Okay, we're gonna stop berating me now and move on. Oh dear. So let's talk about the difference between binge eating and bulimia. I'm sure if you're watching my video, you probably know, but let's just go over it anyways. So if you compensate for your binges, you're probably bulimic, as in like calorie restricting and exercising, purging, those type of things. Some bulimics even just like vomit their normal meals just because. Well, not just because they probably want to lose weight. And if you don't compensate, you're probably a binge eater, or you have binge eating disorder. Although, never self-diagnose anything ever. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't self-diagnose. Ever. But if you do think you have an eating disorder, instead of self-diagnosing, go to your doctor and ask them. They will refer you, they will tell you, they will ask you questions, they will help you out. So to stop a cycle, I would say that the number one way that I found helps is to actually just prevent the binge in the first place. Which I know is like really hard, but like hear me out. So the first thing you gotta do is you gotta figure out which foods are most likely to trigger a binge for you. For me, it's usually like sugary foods. Those are the foods I prefer to binge on. Those are the foods that are like my favorite. Those are what like get me like pumped, like ooh, sugar. I want, like when I eat them, all I want to do is eat more, you know? So those are the foods that I have to avoid, unfortunately, although I love them. And the thing about foods like that is that at first it's really, really hard, but the more that you do avoid them, the easier it gets. So it's just really, really helpful to try to avoid them. And another thing with the foods that you are eating, higher protein and higher fat is really the best for filling you up and helping keeping you satiated. So also my number one, my holy grail, I was talking about this in my vlog, keeping a routine. Alright, so I don't know how many of you guys are like this, but I personally, since like my eating disorder got super bad and I started binging, I just kind of like, shut the fuck up, computer, sorry. I just kind of like been wasting away, lying in bed, just kind of rotting to die. Basically, I've just been staying in bed all day, in other words. So, like, I guess if you're not doing anything, like I wasn't doing anything, it just makes it so much easier to binge. So I had to make myself a routine. I had to find things I like to do. And then I had to plan myself a super, super busy day. And then I had to stick to it. And once I started doing that, then I had other things on my mind besides the food. And I just kind of like forgot about it. And it was really good. And then I just like didn't, like the binges, like, not the binges, the urges kind of just like disappeared. And it was kind of just like magic. That's just one. And if you do already have stuff that you're doing throughout the day and you still binge, I want you to think about the times that you do binge. Like, let's say you go to school and you come home from school, or you go to work and you come home from work, and then you binge. Instead of that, maybe you should come home, eat something small, and then have something planned to do right after. You see? Because just planning something to do instead of binging and just sticking to it helps, because the binging urge can only last for so long. And if you're distracted while it's there, it's easier to manage. So, yeah, that one works the best for me. So I'm just gonna move on to ones that are helpful, but not quite as helpful to as that one. So another thing that I found has helped me is diet soda. Not the healthiest thing in the world, but just the bubbles make you feel fuller. And the taste is like really nice and sweet, and it's good. So, and it's 0 calorie. It's got like 7 calories in it. I don't really care. 7 calories is better than 3,000. Okay, yeah. So diet soda is a help, definitely. Now, finding little ways to keep yourself motivated. This one is really big for me. I have like this journal. It's like, it's not good. It's like a pro-ana journal. It's really cringy. I hate it. Like, it's motivational for me, but like, and it really works for motivating me, but like, not a good idea. I think it would work really well if that was done in a positive way, which I'm debating actually trying. And if I do try it, I will let you guys know. So yeah, I would recommend finding small ways to motivate yourself through like either drawing or writing, and because the power of like images and words and that is super, super powerful, and it's really good. Like, and also if you're like me and you don't have that many interests because like your eating disorder kind of took over your whole life, and you just don't really do all that much besides your eating disorder, finding new interests to keep yourself busy is like, holy shit, that like really helped me so much. The biggest one that helped me was like, I decided I now like long walks, and I mean like hours and hours and hours, that I take to go find cool places to take pictures. And that's what I do. And it burns calories, it distracts me from binging, and it's fun for me. So finding things like that you could do, like, I don't know, pick up yoga, pick up something like that are just like distracting, something you can do for fun. Just do it. Do whatever you want to do for fun. Go find something to do. Because I know like a lot of us just kind of like sit around and do our eating disorders. Meal plan. Go on like eating disorder websites like myproana.com or fucking eating disorder plays on Instagram and meal plan and binge and purge, and I'm talking about those of us who are like in the fucking depths of the depths of the depths. But yeah, find something else that you like to do, and you can get your mind off of it, and everything just goes smoother and easier, and it's really helpful. Alright, so all my sources that I used will be linked in the bio. That's all I have for you today. Bye.